My heart shot up to my throat. Wait, what? Down, behind the workbench. Don't talk. I obeyed. Through the gap into the drawers, I saw him move, calm, fluid, trained. He slid the metal door open half an inch and peered out. Then he whispered, "Ah." I whispered back, "Who is it?" He turned to me. Two men in suit, not locals. They asked the neighbors if anyone suspicious checked in last night. I felt ice drip down my spine. "They are here for me," I said. "No," Jungkook muttered, cocking his gun. "They are here for both of us." Within seconds, he was gone from my sight, slipping out the back like a shadow. I held my breath, still crouched. Then I heard it. Footsteps, boot, getting closer, heavy, confident. Someone opened the front door. "Nice place." A man's voice echoed, "Too smooth, too loud." "You think she there?" Another voice replied lower. "If she ain't, John won't hand her over." Silence. Then, "Good." The first voice said, "I was hoping for a fight." Glass shuddered. I screamed. Gunfire. One shot. Then two more. Silence again. My hand shook. My knee will move. Then I saw him. Jungkook. Covered in blood. Not his. Breathing hard. Chest raising and falling like a storm just passed. I ran to him. "Are you okay?" He nodded, wiping his hands on a dirty rag. "They didn't come to talk." I looked down at the bodies, both unconscious, one bleeding from the shoulder. "You didn't kill them?" He looked me dead in the eyes. "I don't kill unless I have to." That made my heart ache more than I expected. We dragged them into the back shed. He zip tied their hands, made calls I couldn't hear. When he came back inside, I was waiting. "I want answers," I said. "Why didn't you tell me back then? Why didn't you disappear like I meant nothing?" He dropped his head back against the wall and exhaled. "Because loving you was the easiest thing I ever did. But staying with you would have gotten us both killed. I would have rather died than lose you like that." "Don't say that," he snapped. "You don't know what dying for love actually means." Silence, then softer. "I do." I stepped closer, close enough to feel his breath again. "Do you still love me?" I asked. He didn't blink. Then he whispered, "That's the only thing that never changed." I wanted to kiss him. I almost did, but a knock hit the back door. Loud, sharp, repeated. His hand reached for the gun again. "Go inside," he ordered. "Stay behind the wall." "Jungkook, now, Ryan." And that was the last thing I heard before the door creaked open and everything went black. Jungkook. She was gone. The second I opened that back door, she vanished. No struggle, no blood. Just her necklace. Snapped. Dropped on the floor like a message. I stared at it for a long time, my hands clenched, my jaw locked. Then I whispered, "Wrong move." Mmm. I didn't panic. Monster like me don't panic. They revert back into the thing they swore they had beard. I yanked the zip tied men out from the shed, one half conscious, the other barely breathing, and dumped cold water on their faces. "Where is she?" I asked flatly. No answer. I cracked one across the jaw with his gun. "Where the duck is she?" "They took her," the man chopped out, "to the private airstrip. Boss wants to disappear her tonight." My smile was terrifying, empty. I geared up in under 3 minutes. Black jacket, bulletproof vest, gun holster, knife in my boot, eyes dead, soul gone. I wasn't an ex-boyfriend anymore. I was what the underworld used to call me, ghost dog. The cleanest killer, the one who never barked, only bit. The airstrip wasn't far, but it felt like hell stretched out. I parked my bike on a dirt path and stalked the fence line waiting, counting guards, scanning shadows. Then I saw her, handcuffed, being shoved toward a black car. Tears streaked her cheeks, but her head was held high. And I girl, John ducking Jungkook. One of the guards muttered when he spotted me. He is still alive? I didn't answer. I just pulled the trigger. Tush! Ta! The man dropped before he could blink. Panic spread fast. I moved faster. Two bullets, one knife, one broken rib. I didn't stop. Didn't blink. Didn't even breathe. By the time I reached to the car, my shoulder bleeding, limping slightly but still standing, Ryan gasped when she saw me. Jungkook, I got you. I picked the lock on her cuff with a hairpin and yanked her behind cover. You came for me? She whispered. Of course I did. I thought. Don't, I said, pressing my forehead to hers. You are safe. You are mine. We didn't have time for kiss. More guards swarmed from the other side of the runway. Wyan grabbed my spear gun. I can help. I froze, stared at her. She held steady. You taught me once, remember? I smiled. Damn, right, I did. It was chaos. Gunfire, smoke, screams, but side by side we fought. She covered my blind spots. I shielded her from open fire. It is messy, brutal, beautiful. By the end of it, we were standing over a field of bodies, bleeding, gasping, but alive. Still standing. Sirens echoed in the far distance. I grabbed her hand. We have to disappear. I said, now. Where? I looked down at her. Anywhere, everywhere, as long as you are with me. She smiled, wiping blood from my cheek. I am with you, always. We vanished before backup arrived. No trace left, only whispers of a runway bride and the ghost that saved her. 1 year later, somewhere in Spain, she laughed as the sea breeze hit her face, hair whipping in the wind. I walked up behind her, towel around my neck, shirtless and golden from the sun. You still think about it? She asked. I sat beside her. Sometimes I still have nightmares. Then I will stay awake, I whispered, every night just in case. You still regret nothing? She teased. I smirked. Only that I let them touch you even for a second. She leaned in, and finally, she kissed me like she mean it. Warm, real, fierce. I love you, she whispered. I pulled her closer. I ducking now. The sun was starting to rise by the time we reached the harbor. We didn't plan to come here, we didn't plan anything honestly. Jungkook just looked at me, blood still drying on his temple, and said, we are living. No more hiding, no more so. And I said yes, because even if the world called him dangerous, even if my father still wanted my head, I had rather lived one day free with Jungkook than a lifetime in a glass cage. We boarded a small ferry under fake names. He called himself Minjay, I called myself Soa. But when no one was looking, he still called me baby girl. And when I whispered Oppa in his hair that night in the tiny cabin with the creaky walls, he didn't need anything else. We made it across the border by train, switched routes 3 times, and ended up in the sleepy coastal village that smelled like a citrus and sea salt. Jungkook got a job fixing boats. I started baking at a local cafe. No one asked about our past. No one looked twice. And that was enough. One night, I found him on the balcony. shirtless, cigarette between his fingers, looking out at the sea like it was asking him questions he didn't want to answer. I wrapped my arms around his waist from behind. You good? He nodded. Just thinking. About what? About how I used to dream of this and thought I had never get it. I rested my chin on his back, but now you have it. He turned slowly, hands on my hips, eyes soft. I have you, he said. That's all I ever wanted. We didn't talk about Seal anymore. We didn't talk about the blood, the guns, the past lovers we hurt just by trying to survive. We just built new things. We learned how to breathe again together. One morning, I woke up to the smell of burnt toast and cursing in the kitchen. I walked out, hair messy, hoodie halfway off my shoulder. Jungkook was there, shirtless, covered in flour, holding a pen like it had personally betrayed him. What the hell are you doing? Trying to make pancakes, he muttered. Almost died twice. I laughed until I cried. Then I kissed him, longer than usual, deeper than casual, like I needed him carved into my bones. After breakfast, he slid a small velvet box across the table. I froze. He didn't say anything dramatic, no speech, no begging, just looked me dead in the eyes and said, You already ran once, just don't run from this. Inside was a ring, simple, silver, no diamonds, but it was his, and that made it perfect. I wore it every day since, not because I wanted to be anyone's wife, but because he was my home. About. And this time I wasn't running anymore.